with like the light fog and the mist this morning, it's like being in some kind of, I don't know, it's like a horror movie setting. It's kind of creepy. Good morning, everybody. So on my last video, when I was running around grabbing all that stuff for Chelsea, I talked about going fishing and trying to get into this local club in the area. So that's the goal for the video today. It's almost 8 o'clock right now, and I'm gonna head off to Bury St. Edmunds to go find this bait shop. I'm gonna take the Jeep and go see if I can fill it with a whole bunch of cool fishing gear. And then they said they could help me kind of find some areas where I could get into some pike. But the weather conditions today are not optimal for fishing. It's supposed to be like 25-mile-an-hour winds, and I can already see it's gusting right outside now. It's supposed to be a clear day, so lots of sunshine, that kind of stuff. And even if I can get just a couple casts in today, that's what I'm going to try and do. So I can't promise I'm going to hook in anything. Sitting here right now this morning, I'm optimistic. I think it's going to be awesome just to get out to the water again. But I don't know, just kind of getting the right supplies and then finding out which waters I need to go to. That's that first step towards meeting that goal, that resolution I had of catching a fish in England. So I'm excited for this morning. I'll keep you updated. Also, we got a text last night saying our cuckoo clock should be in, I think, later this afternoon. So if it's a terrible fishing video for you guys, at least I can show you our clock, and we'll get that up on the wall here. Still trying to figure out where exactly we're going to put it, but we're excited to get that.
The next day.
All right, so a little bit of a time warp for you guys. It's now Sunday afternoon. So I actually didn't fish enough on Saturday to be able to kind of make a whole video there. So I knew it was going to go out a little bit again today. So I figured I'd just put it all together. So yesterday I did go to the tackle shop. It's called Tackle Up in Bury St. Edmunds, and it's probably my new favorite store in the town there. So next time Chelsea wants to go run some errands and do some shopping, I'll probably burn some time up there. They were super helpful. I walked in and I just said I'm familiar with freshwater fishing in the US, just looking at like bass and some predatory fish, and wanted to figure out how to pike fish here. So they showed me a couple spinning reels and rods, and just got some basic tackle going together. And prior to going there, I got a rod license online. So this is where it gets a little bit different with fishing over in the UK versus fishing in the US. So first you have to purchase a rod license, and she jokes saying that's kind of like a concealed carry permit that you have in the US. All that does is allow me to carry 2 rods while I'm out at these waters and fishing around. So it just is very different. So in the US you have your fishing license, and that allows you to have your rod and tackle and then go to these lakes. Essentially you have your rod license, and then what happens is you have to get either a day pass or you join a membership because all of the water around the area, the fisheries, are owned by clubs. So you either pay them for the day that you're going to go, or again you join their club, and with that membership it allows you to fish there unlimited times throughout the year. So that's what I went ahead and did. I just joined the local club here, and that gave me access to a couple different bodies of water, and they have different species of fish too, depending on where you're going. So after I left Tackle Up, I went to the reservoir, which they recommended for pike fishing, and it's actually pretty small. It's kind of remind me back home of like a small like neighborhood pond kind of thing. And I don't even think it was a mile all the way around. So just a real tight space. You could see from this clip here, I'll show you, I had no business being out there yesterday. It was just super windy. So here's a clip of that. So I got back home and I checked the weather, and I knew that today it was going to be a little bit better. The winds were going to die down significantly. However, it was going to be overcast and rainy. So I decided to switch gears a little bit, and I wanted to go out to the river. It's also on the paperwork that I got recommending for pike fishing. It was super rainy, didn't really get into anything, but it was neat just to kind of explore there and just get back to a shoreline there where I could get some cast in. All right, I made it out to the location. Check this place out. So peaceful right now. I had to drive through this like super narrow road, tons of potholes, just a little country road. coming out, and then it looks like the river's just right on the other side of that tree line, and then that's the bridge they said you can't drive over, but you're welcome to walk on the other side and then fish the other side of the river. So just kind of pulled off on the side right now. Sun's coming up right now. It's 7:29, so just like 10 minutes after sunup. And I think I'm going to start with some top water here, just because it's really overcast and it's supposed to get rain throughout the day. So let's get going. All right, this is it. It's a pretty cool bridge going across. So the part that this club owns, part of the river here, it's a half-mile downstream. So I'm going to start at the bridge and then just kind of work my way down. This looks pretty marshy, so I'm going to kind of watch my footing in there. But yeah, just woke up a family of ducks and everyone's getting going this morning. All right, I've decided I'm going to switch sides here. We got these awesome reeds going all the way down this side, so it makes it a little bit difficult to get onto the shoreline from here. Straight across though, there's a large section where it's all cut back, and I think I can get into these reeds from that end and continue to work the top bait. So there's a shot of the river just downstream there. We're going to be working kind of that whole side, and upstream. All right, this looks much better. It's a lot easier to get to the bank too. We're going to get that huge pike to take this guy. It'll be easier to land. Man, I miss this so much. So back in the US, my biggest rod I think is a 7.6. It's for like frog fishing or a flipping stick. And here, this one, the Shakespeare, is a 9 something. It's like a 9-foot rod. So it kind of reminds me of the big surf rods we'd use. Those are like those 10-foot ones, you know, just for shoreline fishing there. I think I've learned not to talk about the weather here, because as soon as I start saying how decent it is, it starts picking up again. I'm real interested in seeing how this all looks in the summertime. Just everything all grown up, if you can even access the bank here or what. But yeah, it is just a lot of fun being out again. Definitely jumping the season here though. I mean, it's only February, and still trying to get out there, figure out the waters in this area, and just sign up for the license correctly and the ability to fish. So come springtime, I'll be definitely all set. So yeah, not expecting a whole lot here. A lot of them are using dead bait, where you just throw it out there, let it sit on the bottom, and catch them as they're cruising down the river there. For me, I just like a more active style of fishing. So just doing the lure fishing, spinners and swim baits and top water, all that kind of stuff. So again, it's probably early for that, but just getting in the motion again is huge. Just big stress relief, just being out on the riverbank here, and man, it's just such a beautiful day, even with the rain. Lots of wildlife around here too, so I'm seeing tons of geese and ducks and everything. So it's cool. It's a fun day. All right, guys, I think this is gonna be the last spot I try before I call it a day, at least at this spot. It's 9:30. I'm thinking about going back over the reservoir, and now that I know it's just overcast and rainy, and the wind is not nearly as bad as it was yesterday.
Singing this song, I see I was wrong. To chain you down, I was the clown. I'm singing this song, I see I was wrong. To chain you down.
Thank you for watching today, and I'm just excited to be able to be fishing again. Even though I didn't get a fish today, I still have that goal that I got to meet on my resolutions there for the year. But one step closer. It's definitely going to happen here in the next couple weeks. So just excited to get out, and it's just something else that I want to add to this channel. Besides travel, besides like what's going on with our lives with Chelsea working and then my job and all that. So hope you enjoyed, and definitely more fishing adventures to come. We also got our Cuckoo clock in yesterday, and we got that all set up and hanging on the wall. So I'm gonna take a minute real quick. I'm gonna show you guys. All right, the lighting's pretty bad in here right now, so I got the lamp and then the camera light, but I just want to show you the layout. This one's a little bit different than some that we saw because it has the bell tower on the top and then the chimney on the side. So a lot of them, the traditional style was just flat on the top, or they had some kind of mounted piece here where it'd be like a deer or a bird or something like that. So this is the one that we picked. We like this little scene here. So they explain this is the traditional setup where you got the clockmaker on the side here who's coming back home. He's got a couple clocks on his back and just getting there, greeted by the family. And we asked them if they could add a dog, so it was really cool. Let me get a little bit closer here. They put him in for us and just glued him down there. It just had the kid and then the lady. It looks like the scene is the guy's coming back home to his wife, but it's really funny because they explained the balls on the top of their hats here. For this particular town, there's two different colors, and there's red, and then I think the other one was black or blue. Chelsea's telling me here it's blue, and what that means is whether they're single or married, and apparently the red one means that they're single, or still available. So it's kind of funny that clockmaker's coming home to his town, or to his house, and you know, you got the single lady there that's set up to be like the mother. But it's a really cool clock. It's just a neat setup that we've got in the entryway to the kitchen here. So it's kind of out of the way, but also something that you see right as you come in. And the Cuckoo is actually really cool. Let me get it to, I'm going to advance it just to 2 o'clock there so you can see it. It's a real deep tone. Sunny wasn't too sure about it as soon as she saw it initially, but I don't know. They'll get used to it. And then it will chime on the half hour too. So just 1 for there. And then back up.